How you doing, all? BarCast. BarCast. BarCast.
Good day, everybody. I hope you're having a brilliant day today, or whatever day it is, and it's good weather. Obviously, it is episode 7. Your host is myself, Mark, my co-host, Chris.
Hello.
Hopefully, everyone is doing well, and we've got such a good conversation for today. We are talking about character development because it does happen, and it's really strange how it does work in nowadays. And obviously, with lockdown as well, people are becoming more of the character they want to be, or you can help design them. So, obviously, Chris, you're going to be leading this, so I'm leaving it to you to start off.
So, I'm going to give it a bit of context as to why character development, this episode, this idea was actually my idea for a change. For the past, excluding the last episode, which had our special guest Chrissy, which was more of a me conversation, but she was leading it because, well, she's brilliant and she did that for us, which made our job a lot easier that episode. This season has mostly been like, I've had a couple ideas, but Mark's been leading it. Mark's character development for the podcast, he's been taking a bit more charge of things, haven't you, Mark? Like, you do more social media, you've started doing some of the editing. So, I mean, I've done the majority of the editing still, but I've sort of left it more to you.
But we've lifted the load on both sides. We've both taken on more and both working as a team. So for me, obviously, editing was new because obviously with Chris doing his other channel, he had skills. Me, I've recently taken it upon, and I think I've done all right so far.
Yeah, you edited half of the blooper reel, and you did episode 5?
Yes.
Yeah, episode 5.
Smoothest one ever.
Yeah, lucky git. Anyway, back to the point I was making. But yeah, over the past couple of months, especially over the last couple of months, they've noticed at work that my work attitude has been changing and I've been getting better. I've had character development.
That's good.
So that's why I wanted to talk about it. I'm not going to give people the full breakdown because it's a very personal reason as to why I started. Basically, middle to end of February, something personal happened and my mental state took a dive to the lowest I've ever had it. And Mark, I know you know why, and a couple of other people know why.
Yeah.
But most other people I haven't given the full detail to, and nor will I, because it's very personal. I'm not comfortable talking about it. But I had a week off at the start of March, and I sort of took time. I reevaluated where my mental state was. I took a look at what I was doing and how I was going, and I went, you know what? I really need to sort something out.
I get that.
And so my character development began. I started dressing up a bit smarter for work because I felt like I want to feel a bit smarter. I want to feel a bit more confident. And sometimes you don't feel as confident. No, that's not the right word. Sometimes you feel more confident when you look your best, like in your best clothes. Like
100%, I agree with that.
Like the people who go on the TikTok trend where he goes, I wonder what this button does, and it starts playing the Bublé "I'm Feeling Good," and it clips away, and they come back and they're like a really amazing looking dress or a great suit or whatever, and they just look the bomb. I went, you know what, I'm gonna do it. So March, I started wearing suits. You know, not every day to work, because the dry cleaning bill would be horrendous.
Yeah.
And I only have 2 suits. So, well, 2 suits I can wear. But But the work, which I would say I was behind at work in March, I wasn't able to I was trying to catch up, and they kept throwing more jobs on me, and I was getting myself in a bit of a stressed rut.
I can get that, yeah.
But I was dressed casually, so I felt not quite peak Chris. But since dressing smarter, my work rate has completely changed.
Oh,
And so now I actually wear a shirt and tie to work every day I'm in the office. I'm going to wear a shirt and tie at home while I'm still working here, because who am I dressing up for, really? Other than me.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, it's good to look smart in a way.
But when I'm at work, I've been wearing shirt and tie, and that small bit of character development has given me more confidence. And I've been working that into everything else. And I've been looking at things going, right, what do I want to do here? Like, what is my emphasis on this task? One thing that came out of this character development was the song I literally just put on my YouTube on the 28th of April. I'm going to plug it because I don't care at this moment, because this song has been my motto for the past nearly 2 months now. I mentioned it at the end of the last podcast, but the song is called It's a Long Enough Life. And the second verse is where I resonate, because it goes, I'm going to have to sing it because it doesn't sound right to me if it's spoken anymore. Because it goes, if you work through the days and sleep through the nights, you better do what you want, or something ain't right. And those 4 lines, because I do that. I do a office job Monday to Friday, and I was at the point where I wasn't loving it, and so something wasn't right. So I'm like, I'm currently scared to make the jump. I'm not quite personally ready to, like, I don't want to just throw this job away. I've been there 8 years. I do my job bloody well. But I wasn't enjoying it as much as I could.
I can understand that, because once you've done something for so long, you think, is this what you permanently want to do, or is a change an idea? Like, I get that really well, because luckily in my industry, though, every day's different. It is fair enough, like the workload is increased in some regards, but I'm never always doing the same thing.
As I mostly am.
Yeah, and obviously repetitive can start almost restricting what you can do, because then you're so used to doing that. If you feel like, all right, what if I went outside of this job, would I be able to do that? I mean, myself, I thought about that. I thought about, if I left the sea life behind me, could I go into another area and would I be fine? And personally, because I don't really talk too much about my job in regards to people, I always keep it minimum.
You do.
But looking back, everything I've done in the qualifications, I realised that yes, I could be a good candidate for many people, because it's the experience and it's the stuff that I've done. But that's growth. And when you think about it, if you break down what you do, you'll find that your job involves so much more, but you don't think about it at the time. But if you write it down, what you do and the skills, you could break it down. Like when you make a CV, you then find out, oh, you're really good at like Excel, or you're really good at doing presentations. Obviously, what we talked about in our last episode.
Yeah,
that's growth.
Yeah, for me, I'm really good at Excel, but I personally love statistical analysis. I like seeing percentages and that weird stuff. But my job hasn't really been that job as of late. They've given me boring stuff, I would say, to do it. Obviously, for work confidentiality, I can't tell you exactly what that is. But over the past week or so, I got to do a little bit of statistical analysis.
That's good.
And I put it in a table. I designed the table I wanted to use, and I loved it. I got fully engrossed in that. And that is something I would like to do more. And then my boss saw, and you really enjoyed doing that, and that's really useful. So they're now letting me, if I see that I can do something along that line, they're just going to let me do it. Providing my main job gets done.
Yeah.
Like, providing the rest of the team aren't held back by what my work that's supposed to be done. They're fine with me, like, oh, statistically, what's going on over here? And they're going to let me do that. And that's been a good bit of thing for me. But I wouldn't have enjoyed that as much if I was dressed in my casual. If I was still in the previous version of my own character.
Yeah, I do get that, because I like work when I wear like the waistcoat when if I'm not doing anything like a dirty job, then yeah, I feel more better at doing it. So like if I was working the bar and I knew that it was just going to be like a normal day, nothing like I'm doing too hands-on yet, I would like to wear like a waistcoat, and I do feel more professional in my regards. Don't have to wear a waistcoat. It's optional in the regards. But yeah, if I put that on and it looks really nice with the tie and the whole giddy up that I wear. But there are points where I do day jobs as well. And I've managed to make myself look quite smart in that as well. And I do feel I can give more to the company. And obviously people see me more as a trustworthy, where, as you know, obviously, if you're in casuals and that, you don't look like you're a team player or such or willing to cope, because I hate to say it, but sometimes how you look is how people judge you. Even though it's bad, never judge a book by its cover. But if you look smart and you're ready to go, you're more approachable.
There's something that I sort of learned from my early days of like part-time jobs. So this was something that my parents told me. If it's completely dead and there's nothing to do, the important thing is to look busy. Don't just look like, oh, I don't want to be here. I'm so bored. There's nothing to do. You look like you like, okay, there's nothing to do customer-wise because there's no customers, but there's got to be something I can do.
Yeah.
And just look busy. Look like you're supposed to be there. That's But that's something I stuck to for ages, especially whilst I was a waiter. And I did it for a while at my job. And I nearly let it slip then. I did it for a while at my job, and then that slipped, and then people could tell, like, is Chris just gazing into space? Or is he working? And I was just like, they could actually tell when I was just not there. And I've really worked on that in the past few weeks. And there's various other things I've done lately to change. But I feel like we could do like a quick fire thing in a bit about that. But that's enough about my own personal character development for now. We will come back to me. But Mark, your personal character development, you've gone. Yours is quite interesting actually. Whereas mine's boring office worker. Yours has gone from I don't know the whole story, but you've gone from pirate to Viking.
Oh yeah.
And that, but people dig the Viking.
They do. They really do.
Tell us the story again of what you did earlier today in our friend Litty's stream, because I just love it.
So obviously, as Chris was saying, it's a friend of ours that we watched the stream of, and I've embraced basically the Norse way, everything to do with Vikings and that. So a load of my quotes or my speeches will be in Norse and like Viking speech, like battle cries, doing that. Odin may watch you, and people were loving it. It's a different thing, and a load of people say like the compliments that I give with using it sound so much different. And just say, "Oh, that was a brilliant fight." I'd be like, "That was a beautiful fight. The brutality, the glory you'll get from the gods, and everything." Everyone loved it. I can't quote word for word of it because it just comes out of the mind, and it's quite good because a lot of people get motivated. They love it. They love like the narrating that I do of it, like saying like, "Don't forget the loot, skull, raid, raid," and they love it. It's the energy that you're not expecting because you don't expect that to see from every day. And what was funny is that if you don't know about like Twitch, if you finish a stream, the host can basically then decide who to raid. Now, what do Vikings like to do? They like to raid. And we raided somebody else's stream, and I just went in full Norse. The Sea Raiders arrived, mate. Odin was you over, and the streamer loved it to pieces. It was the best thing, and basically, then the whole raid was a Viking raid, and they spoke about it throughout the whole stream. And this went on for like hours. And funny enough, I became the resident Viking of that stream. And the funniest thing as well is that I got honored by, they had a book about Norse mythology. So every now and then they would read a line about it after a battle or if they died. So it was educating other people as well. And I would obviously say facts about it, but they just loved it to pieces. And I never got that when I was doing the pirate antics. That was always another crewmate or someone that I know thing, even though I was doing it as well. The Viking, I was interested when I was young, then I went over from the pirates, but now it's gone back to Norse. And it's really embracing, and it's really good to see because it's the energy that I'm putting in. It motivates people. It makes their day. You can see the smile of the energy that you put in. And it's good for me because I'm embracing the Norse and going with the Viking era. And it's good that people enjoy it. It's not normal. It's different. You're never going to find the same when you do it. And I love it. I love it to pieces. Chris sees it on like the social media. The North side just comes out every now.
Yeah, every now and then because Mark's been more in charge of the Twitter, as I said earlier, and I could I think we've gotten to the point where we no longer have to sign our names at the end of tweets, because mine are like friendly but formal, and Mark's is just like, "Skull, brother! May Odin watch over you!" Just like Loki, he's a mischievous one. Just like, do we even need to assign our names at the end of these tweets anymore? Because we do like a little squiggle on our initials, because we're a joint run account, and it's nice for people to know, oh, Mark's tweeting or Chris is tweeting, so they know how they can reply. At least that's our logic. But honestly, I think at this point, we tweet so differently.
Oh, really?
And I do most of my tweeting now through my personal, and if it's about the podcast or if it's about our joint channel, I will just tag Mark in.
Yeah.
And so it's like,
and it works really well.
Yeah, because then it reaches both of our audiences, and it's just wonderful. But you've been doing this Viking thing for a while, and I've seen how much people enjoy it because but a couple of months ago, we raided another streamer from mine. Her name was Jade. I think her name's Jade Lou. I can't exactly. She was playing a fighting game. I think it was like Dota.
Outriders.
Or was it Outriders?
Yeah, it's a game I've got.
There we go. She was playing Outriders, and Mark went in full Viking, and she loved it as well. And I'm just like, yes. I was just like, but if I'm raiding you and Mark's off work, you're just gonna get a Viking stream then.
100%.
And it's just good, pure, funny content.
Oh, it is. And it's random. You won't expect it. And everyone loves it.
But what I like most about it is it's your biggest character development I've seen the past couple of years because it's so much more confident. Because you fully embraced it, you fully live it, you've got the gear at home, you've got the helmet and all that jazz. But you're just so much more confident with it lately. And that's what I enjoy the most about this particular character development for you.
Yeah, I got to admit, the confidence with it is extreme, and it's so good and lifting. And I'm even learning more things every day. Like I knew a fair amount, but it's learning new.
I want to take you to Denmark because the Viking museums I've been to there are just superb.
It's definitely going to be one of them up. Definitely one.
Excuse me, like Ribe in Denmark is a Viking town. Like, it's got a couple of good Viking museums, and it's so factual. And there's the Viking village as well in Aarhus, which, again, you'll like.
I feel I'd be like at home, wouldn't I? I'd just go there and be like, I'm never coming back.
In fact, I know you. Like, are you a local? You seem to know a lot about about the Viking side of our culture.
God, I would be a local. I would so feel like it and just not want to go back to work. And that's the thing as well. I work at sea, and what are Vikings good for? Working at seafarers.
Yeah.
You just can't make it up. But
the question is, do you use it on customers? Are you Mark the Viking at work?
Not necessarily. If I'm on my own, yes. If I'm working with a team, I kind of got to set a standard because I'm also one of the I'm like I will train people up and stuff like that, and I have to lead by example. But no, if I'm on my own, I know who I'm working with. It'll be a good laugh, and everyone loves a little bit of differentness. And if I can get more people to do fancy dress around the Halloween time, even better.
I just think of you now as a Viking Mark, like Pirate Steve from what's it called? Dodgeball, the underdog story.
Yes.
Yes. Pirate Steve, just Viking Mark, skull.
That's what we had with a friend of mine. He was like called Pirate Pete, and that was what everyone knew him across the fleet. And it's like, I thought, well, did I want something like that? I thought, maybe not. I'm in the circle and like everyone else outside, yes, it would be like Viking Mark or Viking Cat, depending on. I think Viking Cat's a title that I've been given by many people now.
It's because your Twitch name is Cat apostrophe, so that makes sense.
But as I said, I love it to pieces, and it's also motivated me to do more in fitness. So I've actually got into my routine that I did 5 years ago, and I was definitely a different build 5 years ago because that's when I came back from overseas work, like working in like Europe.
You were also a lot more innocent.
Yeah, I was much more naive those days, and now.
I mean, that was before the first X, so.
Oh God, yeah, yeah.
So,
mate, if I had the confidence that I did then, I don't know what would happen. I would either.
God, me neither. Like the character development you've gone through in the past 5 years.
It's insane. I mean, the trouble I've got, and the thing is, it's like the old saying. It's like you can't be a wise one without being a fool at once. So yes, I've been foolish, naive, and dumb it, but I've also got the wisdom now and the maturity to deal with it. I emphasize on a little bit of maturity because if you think about it, the stories that we've mentioned in these episodes, if you ever have, you wouldn't believe a word that I've just said.
No, what you talk? No, what you immature? No, don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. I keep to a good reputation of being like the elder brother out of the group, even though it's only by a couple of days.
4.
But the amount of chaos that's been caused in the experience, it's been funny because we joke about it. I'm an open book for nowadays anyway, as Chris knows. I didn't used to be.
No.
But I'm more open about anything I've done because...
I think everything changed between us about 6 months in of your first relationship. I think you started getting a bit more open, but then everything's been completely open since... I'm going to call it your second relationship I knew about. Whether it's a GF or an FWB, whatever you want to class it as. I'm not talking about you, Mark. I just meant all the listeners, whatever they class it as.
Yeah.
Since that second one, you're too open for me.
To be honest,
that's how I'm gonna leave that.
To be honest, it wasn't me that was spilling the beans about what I was doing.
No,
There.
but since I
Realise.
told you what I knew,
Yes,
you've got no reason to have a padlock on the door.
No, pretty much.
And it's vice versa.
It was very interesting finding out that someone knew more about it when I didn't say a thing.
Exactly.
Very interesting.
But that led to another bit of your character development because you had to go through 2 interesting relationships in about 3 years.
Oh, yeah.
And we can just leave that there.
100%. But at least I have grown more mentally powerful because it was mentally draining and so bad.
I think you're going to take the mick out there. I thought you were going to go, well, at least I've had 2 relationships. My mind literally just went, is he going to rip the shit out of me here?
No, I mean, fair, I might do that when we're not on camera, but I've never do that to you on camera. Not yet.
Well, not on a show camera, but you do it plenty on a group chat.
Oh, I do. But it comes back to me because anything I take the mick out of, it comes back to me because everyone knows what I'm like. And if I say an insult, it just gets thrown back in my face and it's funny as hell. And I'll just burst out laughing. There's like 3 laughs I've got. It's a genuine happy laugh. There's an evil, sinister laugh, and it's just a chaotic laugh. But my God, the group chats that we've had, and that's been a good thing as well, because obviously, whereas I've talked to people one-on-one, I've not really been too group. I mean, I'm good with groups of people from leading with it, but as we discussed, I'm more of someone that's more in the circles than you. Never been fussed about being popular. Never. I've been true to myself, as yourself, Chris. Like, we've mainly been true to ourselves, and that's what we've been growing into. I've embraced the Norse way, and obviously you've got your singing and everything that you're embracing.
And speaking of singing, that's the most recent character development I've started to go through. I don't feel any worry about saying this. I've had an on-off crush for 4 years, mostly on. But this person recently confirmed to me that they had a relationship going on, and that meant I'm out the window. I'm not on that list. But they've been my muse for some of my songs for the past 2 or 3 years. And I've been looking at my sound anyway, trying to, see what I sound like. Finding songs that work for me, and for the past year, that's what I've been working on most. That's why 3 of my past 4 uploads on my channel have all been original songs, but of very different styles.
Yeah, I agree with that.
What's it for my last 5? I've done 1 cover this year. The rest have all been original. Let's leave it at that. And but I'm currently, I've got no muse. I've not really got anything going original song-wise. I've no longer. Literally, this person told me last week, so my crush has literally just ended.
Yeah, and that can be quite the blow. I mean, it's good to know in a way because you can move on. It's
and I'm one of those people that really struggles to move on. And I'm still in 2 minds whether or not I'll tell this person that I've liked them, but I've moved on. But I digress. It's probably not important now. Who cares? I mean, apart from me.
I was gonna say. I mean, like yourself, you care. But I guess one thing as well is because obviously you said like the muse, and you were using them as the idea to launch your songs off. This could be an experience where you are a free man as such, because even though maybe you weren't in like the relationship where you were, but it's now been lifted upon you where you now have been able to move on. So you are a free man to do
but in
what
a
you like.
different
So maybe
sense.
that could give you some idea.
Yeah, but what I'm looking at the moment is working on practice and working on my voice again, because I've been lazy on my vocals. I haven't been practicing as much as I should, because all the time I'm working on music has been original stuff and not actually practicing.
Yeah.
And I want to go back to actually singing. I want to be singing more, because not because I want to get practice and I want to be good at it because I want to earn from it. That's not my reason for music. My reason isn't financial gain. Don't get me wrong, it would be amazing and lovely. I'd be honoured. But no, my reason for singing is pleasure. I want to be good at it because I want to be able to enjoy it more than I already do. And that's something, like, I started it 5 years ago because someone told me to. We've established this in a couple of podcasts. And I thought it would just be a skill. Didn't think I was going to enjoy it, but I do. I really enjoy it. But I thought, well, if I'm spending X amount a month, I should really work it so I can make money from it. Enjoying it is just a bonus. No, that is the wrong mentality that I've had. My mentality now is I sing because I love it, and if I earn money, that's the bonus. The bonus is the money, not the enjoyment.
And that's the best way to see it, because if you do something just for money, then you really do lose the enjoyment of it, and it's never the same. And it's not like you can just leave it behind and go back into it, because you're only going to associate it with as a chore than it is a interest.
The minute you take the enjoyment out of the hobby, there's no point. Like, I almost slipped that down that path for Twitch, but I haven't, and I'm just enjoying what I'm doing. And I'm currently going through what I'm going to do next on Twitch, because I've just finished a Pokemon run. I'm thinking of doing a campaign game again. Like, you and I have currently got Valheim, but that's every other Sunday. And until the 1.17 update is fully out on Minecraft, I'm not really going to be streaming too much Minecraft.
That's fine.
Sims 4, there's only so much you can do on building and that. I still want to have the occasional day where I play games with friends, because sometimes you just want to have fun with friends.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But there's a good chance I'm going to find a campaign game and work through that, because then my viewers get a bit more consistent content and I can just have a bit of fun.
And that's the most important thing. You want to have fun while doing it.
And I want to be able to play games I haven't been able to play through before, because, well, my life before Twitch was not very gamey.
No, I mean, that was always me. That was the gamer. You had a load of stuff going on.
Yeah, mine was mostly music, but from today, the day the podcast is released. If you're listening to this on release day, I'm currently spending my day with the Scouts. Ooh. And I'm so happy to be back with them. I can't wait to see how much they've grown up. But my schedule, I tweeted about my schedule, and it's so busy. So having time put aside where I know I can just play a game and have fun is so good. If you like our content, please consider supporting us on Ko-fi. I'm just trying to think of my other character development, and I'm looking at it. This ring. I'm not one for rings normally.
No, it's not. It's really not.
This is the first ring that I've worn, and I've worn it now for 10 days straight through. Only taking it off, washing hands, doing this, things where I could lose the ring. And, but this, I've put it on the wedding finger, but on the wrong hand. It's on the promise finger of my right hand. And I made this promise to myself that I'm going to work on myself until I'm at a point where I'm comfortable to be open to basically newer things in life. This is I promise to do my best on my own until I no longer need to be alone.
Well,
and that's what that is. And then it will change meaning. It'll probably just be, I'll wear it because I like it, because it's blue. But till that point, that's my reminder. And it's in a really good spot for it. Because, well, it's my right hand. I'm right-handed. I do everything with this hand. No, I'm ambidextrous, but I'm predominantly right-handed.
Is the main hand, yeah. Yeah.
I do everything with this hand because it's just how everyone sets up life. Everything's to your right. I can do everything on the left, but I just choose not to from convenience.
But he is being modest, where he's been quite calm. But his Twitch, which he has mentioned, but he hasn't mentioned the growth that he's done from it. From day one to where he is nowadays, he has come out of his bubble so much, people. You do not understand. At once, it was the quiet, it was the singing and talking. But throughout his season now of doing the Twitch, he's really actually come out of his shell so much, and it is to new people. Not saying he's ever had a problem with that, but it's different when you're doing it over a screen because you don't know what people can do or what they're going to say. But you can see sometimes the laughter that he has, the innuendos that comes out of him, and it's just the general, you can see he's generally happy with what he's doing. And what's funny is that we've got more people that come in and they can see it, and they've joined our community. We've talked about this before, but he's brought more people together. He's getting more of his character where he's happy to express it to more people. Whereas before, it's only been into the inner circle. And obviously, like, he had an inner circle way before I turned up. But from where I've known him throughout the 5 years, almost 6 years now, from where he's going and where he's come from, he's really gone far. And the Twitch, and you wouldn't believe it, like, you look at our first ever episode of this channel, you could see it was so nervous and that, but you watch him on Twitch nowadays and you would not think that's the same guy. You would think that's somebody else, if anything, like a skull out of like Marvel Universe. Has he been taken over or what? We don't know. But no, you see it. He's happy. He generally likes what he does. And when the sing mode gets activated, it's quite funny because, one, it's sometimes hard to come up with songs when you're fighting massive monsters and you don't know where they're coming from. Or you're getting knocked down by a tree like myself, where I got KO'd by one. And going years ago, and I said, like, Chris wasn't originally the gamer. He wasn't. But he has embraced it, and it is coming because we're embracing, like in Valheim, we're golfing with friends, and it's coming out. Obviously, it's hard to talk about yourselves, but as his best bud and like a brother, basically, I can say it for him and his character development. Same way he can embrace the Viking, because one, on our episodes, you don't necessarily see it because obviously I like to be a little bit professional in a way. But you will see it in our Twitches, you will see it outside, and you will see, like, even now, my kind of access, I'm talking about someone else. I'm good at that. I'm very good at boosting people and motivating them. Myself, I've just got a natural buzz. I don't necessarily need it, and I feel if someone gives me a compliment, ultimately, I don't think I'm that great, so I usually turn it down. And the best thing is, as well, it's good. I like to see it, and I'm really pleased how far Chris has come. Especially with Twitch, that's an interesting playground. It's not like YouTube. It's a whole different board game because it's live. But yeah, look at him being like this, letting me talk, because this is what I'm good at. If I'm boosting someone up, boosting the confidence, I'm good at that. But he can't even talk, so this is so good because now I've put him on the spot, and this is what I like to do, because this guy is like a little mixture where I put him on the spot and now he's speechless, whereas it comes to when I've done stuff and I become speechless. No sass. Just
no, that's what I've been really enjoying about the kind of happy voice, Chris. Not that. We don't plan our podcasts anymore. We've established this, so we never know what we're gonna talk about, and I wasn't ready for that. I need a second. Just carry on blabbing for a sec.
Oh, he's got the emotion. But you see, folks, this is the thing. You build up characters, and even your friends can help you build your character in a way. And it's how we've gone. I mean, like when you're growing up, you see it with a load of people where they'd be like, "Oh, stop messing around. You're getting old now. You shouldn't do it." And they feel like, "What, do you really want to follow a mainstream?
That.
Do you really want to be like a normal
Do you want to be a
person
basic
that's not having
bitch?
fun?" Yeah. You rather want to express yourself. Obviously, do take into consideration you still need to be mature in certain ways, but don't let that convene you on who you are, because your character is the most important thing, and sometimes it's the most things people look at, because you could be like the perfect worker, but you got no personality, whereas you've got personality but you're willing to learn. Mainly, people that have got a personality and willing to learn are quite good than someone that's really good at the job but no personality. Because what do you show? I mean, fair enough. I work in like face-to-face operations and work in teams, so it's good to have personality because you can express it more. And if you're doing like sales, you could use it more. I mean, I think I've said the story before. It's like when I used to work in the bars, like the coffee shops, there's something like called like passion tea. Now, anyone would say passion tea. I would just shout across the bar, "Hey, fancy a bit of passion now, do you?" And you should see the laugh. And this is like a nice little old lady herself, but it's a busy day and it's just shouting it across. It's funny because one, it's still the good. It's called passion tea, but obviously passion can mean something else. And with me smiling away saying that when I'm serving, it gets a nice little buzz out of everything.
Yeah.
And funny enough, I sold 3 more passion teas after that.
Brilliant.
Don't come with them.
That's the first podcast in 21 episodes where I've nearly cried. So good job, bud. Good job.
Oh, I'm good at this.
I mean, it was a happy feel, but Jesus Christ, need to kick me in the emotions today, did you?
Oh, I did indeed, mate. I'm here to boost you up. You may get knocked down by something, but don't worry, I can boost you back up.
Yeah. Now I'm still a little speechless, but I completely agree with what you've just said. Personality triumphs over everything. Because I'd much rather be with a flambacious dumbass than a stern know-it-all. Because at least the dumbass has got character.
And willing to learn.
Yeah. Flamboyous, not flambacious. I don't know what flambacious means.
Hey, but it's a new word that you've made. We can add it to the BarCast dictionary.
We'll have to give it a meaning. Just go flambacious. It's like flamboyant and ambitious. Flambacious. There we go. But I've got friends, and a few of my friends are really smart, and they've got a little bit of personality, but I like talking to them because it's really good intellectual content. It keeps my brain going. Great. However, I like to say that our group, even though we're not dumb, we can be pretty stupid, but we've got really quirky personalities.
Oh, we do.
Because we've got the quiet gamer Sailor Max. We've got, I'm not going to mention everyone, I'll just mention like the core few. We've got the over political rough guy Luke. I say rough guy, but you know, he likes the gym, he likes the exercise, he's passionate about his food and all that stuff. We've got the animal crazy musical nut Scott. And that's a very small bit of his personality, those two. I suppose the animals is quite big. We've got Mark the Viking.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah. Skull brother. And we've got me.
The singer. The one ringleader of the group that's brought them all together.
And I'm only
if you can
the
imagine
one
a fellowship, basically Chris would be like a Gandalf, where he's brought all the people together.
You shall not pass.
You can always say that to my ex if we ever walk into a alleyway or something. Please shut the fuck. And I'll just go the other way.
You just go, yeet, goodbye.
Oh god, it's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's yeah, I'll take that. Like, I never envisioned myself as the leader of a group, because I'm not. I believe our group is just about. The only way that I'm the leader of the group is that fact that I organise us. Yeah. Because if someone doesn't, we'll just go, what's that? Wait, what? And nothing would ever happen. I suppose it's just like, you take the older brother of the group, and I sort of take like the uncle of the group or the dad.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I've got to deal with the kids.
Yeah, I'm there for advice and getting people out of tricky situations.
I'm there to organise shit.
That's there that will sit them down.
I suppose I'm more of the mother of the group.
Yes, you would be. Depends on which way you want to take it. You can do both.
It doesn't matter.
You both.
I'll be the parent of the group.
What you do is you just like face one way at them and then face the other way. Be like, right, this is the father side speaking. This is the
mother side. This is the father side.
And you just do it like that. And then you know, or you've got the look. Or you've got a look. Like if you've got the glasses where you go like this, you say, yeah. What did you just say?
Just for those listening, I've just put on a pair of cosplay glasses. I'll be like, now son, what was that you just said?
So see that, if you're watching it, is exactly what you can do. And that would be going one way.
Yeah. I have cosplay glasses. I've been thinking of doing cosplay because, my schedule's not busy at all. No. But
I can't be a bit of cosplay. I've done it. I do it all the time. It's a part of biking now.
Yeah, you have a bit more time than me. When you're not asleep.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah. But I think we've talked a lot about personal development lately. Well, I say lately, I mean in this episode, which is good because that is what we've called the episode, character development. Yes. However, I think we can move on from that. I think we've covered it pretty well. But it's that time of episode. That time of the episode. It's Mark's Question Corner.
It is
Mark,
indeed.
Give me a question.
So, Chris, if you could be anywhere in space, would you want to be someone that explores the unknown on your own? Or would you be someone that goes to negotiations to new species? So what I mean is someone's already visited the planet, you're going with a team to talk, or would you rather be someone that explores the planet firsthand? Both are dangerous, by the way.
I guess both are dangerous. You say when I explore into the unknown, I'll be completely on my own. Do I not have a team with me to keep, my sanity in check?
You'll have an AI, so on most things you'll have a computer system you can talk to, and you'll have support with Intel.
But can I at least have one crewmate? Or someone needs to keep check on things while I'm asleep.
Well, that would be the AI. What you would have a backup thing, and you have a potential rescue thing you would have to radio in, but you would be on a craft yourself. I mean, the AI can take over and help you, but
okay, so I'm completely on my own there.
Identity is just you.
See, whereas I feel like the negotiations would be quite fun. However, I'm not good with conflict. I probably wouldn't be too good with that. So, for the risk of my sanity, it's into the unknown. Into the unknown.
That is a good answer, because the thing is as well is if you are exploring, there's not to say that you could also do negotiations if you wanted to, because you're the first contact.
True.
Whereas negotiating, you're meeting someone that's...
Am I allowed to take my stuff with me, computer for maybe not a full computer, but maybe a laptop, a MIDI keyboard?
You'll have a more advanced system where it'll probably be hollow. But yes, you could take your stuff with you, because one, it's going to be you on your own going out exploring. When you go back to a fleet, you'll meet people again. But it's just if you're going to a planet or exploring, You're going to be on your own for like maybe a couple months.
Okay. Well, I know I won't get Wi-Fi signal, so I wouldn't be streaming. Imagine that. That Soul 27 on my 60 Soul trip. I am currently at coordinates blah blah blah. X 75,282, Y 70,001, and Z 2. I don't know how I got these coordinates in space, but let's go with that. And time to stream. Hi! Today I'm going out of the shuttle. The AI is going to keep me steady, and I'm just going to go for a swim in the vacuum of space. Hey!
Hey, you never know. If it's not streaming, it could be like Chris's podcast series of the outer unknown realms.
Just every couple of months, you just get an update. And it's just like 3 hours long of like all the highlights, and like 2 hours in, or the episode is like, I'm so bored. Nothing's happened today. Might just jump out of the spaceship for giggles. Anyway, what would you do?
I would be the one that does the unknown exploring. I would be like the Pathfinder, I guess. I would go out and explore and find and put my own mark on the world.
So while we're both, imagine if our paths crossed. I know you.
Oh god, yeah, he's just like waving. Just run! There's a mark. There's a hey, chasing me. Run! You just. I
just see you just like fly by me at like 2 times light speed. Like, oh, I'm out of here.
Yeah. just run. Don't worry about your run. But no, that's one situation.
Or I'm just floating out in space, and you just smack into me.
Or could be like, did I hit a bug?
And I'm just there on your screen like this. Ow!
Oh god, it would be like 4. It'd be like 4 in like a end game with like
Infinity War.
Oh, yeah, it was Infinity
War. That is not a person. That is a man. Although I'm more of like, no, I can't remember the exact quote, so I'll leave that for now. Go on. Next question.
So obviously there is that. What would you choose if you had to live in a city in the sky or a city underwater? It would have like a dome, same as like
sky.
In the air. You can dome.
Sky, yeah.
Sky. Oh, you want to? Oh, if it's a dome.
No, in the sky, easy. Do you want to know why?
What's that?
Because we know everything that's been in the sky. We don't know everything that's been underwater.
Ooh,
Underwater scares the out of me.
Because
in the sky you can see it coming. I mean, apart from at night time, it's pretty dark. But what's the worst thing we got up there really is falcons, eagles, albatross. Big birds. And to be fair, big enough baseball bat, you ain't got a problem. What have you got underwater? Giant squid, colossal squid, things that are nearly the size of which are bigger than a whale, except, they will eat you.
Oh, God,
no, thank you. I know there'd be a dome and we'd be safe in the dome, but I couldn't live with the fear that, something goes wrong, the pressure goes wrong underwater, and then we just crack and burn and just die. In the sky, we're fine. If we fall to our deaths, we've probably got parachutes ready. No, we'll probably live in a society that goes like, oh, have you got everything today? You got your keys, you got your phone, you got your face mask, you got your parachute, and just in case. Fortunate, fine. Parachute, whee! Free skydive, brilliant. Other than that, and we've probably got like a hot air balloon system just in case, someone has a fight. You do fall off, you use your parachute, goes, you use your phone, hey, I fell down, could you send me something to get me back, a hot air balloon, please?
Oh god, imagine that would be like detention if you misbehaved at the school, you just get parachuted off, like
you're expelled from school, you're expelled from life, hand in your that would be the death penalty. Hand in your parachute, Leroy, this is Sparta, Pwink. Is he dead? He should be. We kicked him into a volcano. You can just kick people into volcanoes.
I tell you what, I would be underwater though. I have to admit.
You're a Viking, that makes sense.
Yeah, I would be. And I could just imagine the cool things I could do down there.
And also, think how easy it would be to get rid of the dead bodies. You just kick
Oh,
them
yeah.
off.
Well, there is that. Also, the
You
thing
could
is,
just
there's a
feed
loot
it.
underwater.
Huh?
Imagine scavenging the loot underwater.
Oh yeah, the loot would be fun.
I would find like an armada of a Spanish like naval fleet that was carrying gold. Just like get the coins and be, look what I've got. Or find a jar of
Just
dirt.
watch out for a colossal squid.
Oh, I mean, to be honest, if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out fighting.
Oh
That would
yeah,
make a
but
good
you know,
story.
its beak is bigger than you.
Oh god, yeah, no, it'd be like a one. You just like, I'll just
You
live
just
like a trademark
punch it in
axe.
the beak, and it just sort of crushes
Well, this
you
is
with.
interesting. That'd be my own podcast. Under the sea with Mark. Yeah, I've kind of been swallowed by a squid. We don't know how this works. Currently,
how
I've
I'm
met
alive.
5 other people.
These things inject poison into their prey, so I guess it missed. I don't know
I'm
how
that
I'm
poison
alive.
enough. My exes might have been right.
I guess I've had more toxic from my ex relationships. This is easy.
Oh god, yeah. I can survive my ex. I can survive anything.
We're talking shit on your ex. I love it. I'm pretty sure. I know one of them doesn't listen. I'm not so sure about the other one. Because I know they do follow the social media.
But you never know. I might not necessarily be talking about either of them.
It's more likely either of them, though. Let's be real.
It's probably going to be one of them. I'm going to say who.
No. I know which one you're thinking of, and that's all that matters.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine if they were guests on the show. That'd be hilarious. But that's not a thing.
You know what? If that does happen, I'm not going to be in that episode. I will get a replacement host, but I wouldn't mind editing it.
Scott will be your replacement host. Because it would just be funny. With either of them, Scott would be a funny co-host that day.
Oh, God, he would.
But speaking of guests, we've had a good couple of questions, so thank you as always, Mark, for those.
No worries.
We've had 2 guests so far this season, and we've noticed that statistically, we do better with guests. We love doing our podcasts, and we don't care about the views, because we don't. But we actually, we've met a couple of people who goes, oh, I've listened to your podcast, and we're just like, you listen? Thank you so much. We feel really special when people listen and they tell us they listen, because then we know who our audience is.
Oh, God, yeah, of course, of God.
Yeah.
When we found that one person.
Much love to the people who have said they watch or listen to us. However, from this season, we've got a couple of new guests from this season, but we've pretty much exhausted the people we'd like to ask. Excluding the new guests that are still to come this season, because there's a couple, and that one of them knows they've been asked already, and we're sorting out that. But excuse me, we're gonna do an outreach, and Mark doesn't know this yet because I haven't told him or asked him. But if you would like to come on the show, if you listen to us, you'd like to come on the show, be a stranger, be one of our friends who we've made, or one of our listeners, I will be putting up a Google form onto the BarChat's Linktree for y'all to fill in, and we could potentially consider doing a few random unknown guests. Mark doesn't know this yet. He's literally finding out as I'm saying this. And I know what he's thinking, because he's been he was nervous enough when we added guests he didn't know on. And now I'm putting us both in our difficult zones of asking for guests potentially that we both don't really know. So whether you're a streamer we've both rated, or I've rated and Mark's just watched, or you just know of us, or you're just a rando listener, just our Linktree, which is in our Twitter bio. If you're listening on Spotify or if you're watching on YouTube, our Linktree is in the description below. And you fancy giving it a go, click on it. We might be in touch. So, yeah, have fun with that, Mark. But we can't.
Hey, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. I will welcome you in open arms. And if you come from any walks of life, brilliant. Yeah. I mean, anything you have, any stories you find interesting. And to be honest, we won't discuss anything that you don't want to.
Exactly.
Question you want in.
Yeah, we are, we say this to all the guests we've had on. If there's any part of the show that we discuss and you realise, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that, just let us know before the weekend that it comes out, because we record 5 days before it comes out. Just let us know and we can edit it out.
Yes.
And we are happy to do so. I've done it. Admittedly, I've only done it with one guest so far, but only one guest has asked, so I'm 100% record. But we are happy to do so. However, you will be asked to do a jingle.
Which
it's an optional thing, but you will be asked if you would like to do one for us, just for that episode. And speaking of jingles, Mark, it's your turn.
Like every time I do it, we had a professional on last time.
You're screwed. I'm so glad I'm not the one following this up, because it's.
At least you know you follow up after me, so it'll be better than mine. Yeah. But obviously, I made the jingles an original thing in the first season. Chris liked to continue this. I throw myself under the bus because I always make a habit of I don't like to pre-plan the jingle, which is my own fault because I am not necessarily it's hard to come up with on the spot, but I enjoy doing it at the same regards. And it's random in all ways. And sometimes it makes sense. I'm having a ball of doing this. And Chris enjoys it because he gets to see all my jingles at the end. And if we find there's another character development, somehow he develops better or he gets worse, but he's still better. So a jingle today with all things compliant is the hardest thing when it comes to character development, because you have to say it. Even speakingly, I'm tongue twisted because I'm trying to come up with time while thinking. But this could also be a jingle. I could throw it spontaneously.
Yeah,
Who knows?
Who knows? But
Who knows?
If you need a quick moment, I'd just like to say something before you do it. So I'll give you 10 to 20 seconds to have a quick think for yourself.
That's fine.
I'd like to say thank you, everyone, for listening to us ramble. The character development, I appreciate it's just life. Life is throwing bricks at us, and we're just getting better at dodging, or we're catching and building stuff. But this was a really personal episode for, I think, especially me this time. And if you got any questions about it, or if you want to know more, just hit me up on the BarChat social medias, or you can use my social medias, or hit me on Twitch on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. So I'm more of an open book than I used to be, as Mark said, and I thank you for it. So hopefully that's bought Mark just enough time to do something for you.
Indeed. And welcome to the BarCast. Spill all your guts, tell all the stories, and share a barrel of mead. Welcome to the BarCast, friends and allies. Welcome down to the BarCast. There we go. Short, sweet, simple. A little bit of Viking. Spill your guts is not necessarily spilling your actual guts. Spilling your guts is laying all on the table.
Yeah, you're talking metaphorically speaking.
Yeah.
Spill the beans. What's the tea?
Yeah. Unless you fancy dueling in the Valhalla halls, we can always do that.
Yeah, sure. But folks, that's all we have for now. Our next episode is due on Saturday, the 22nd of May. At the moment, it's going to be another episode of just Mark and I. But until then, have a drink, have a laugh. We love you from the bottom of our guts. And until next time, bye.
Just a couple of guys chatting over a brew. Won't tell you no lies, it's